As per usual, I have no idea what my hair is doing, but that's okay. This isn't about hair. This is about comic books. Yo, Vaughn here. More books to show you. I left you guys on a cliffhanger in the last one where we finally dug into a sale buy that we had over a year ago, almost a year ago now. So why don't we get into it and show you what we have and some of the things that you should be on the lookout for if you just like oddities, if you like unique things that normal people don't buy. We're not talking about blue chip keys. We're talking about fun, off the wall stuff. Like, for instance, these Cartoon Network books here. This one is one of the, there was like 3 ongoing Cartoon Network series with DC. Cartoon Network starring Space Ghost Coast to Coast here in issue number 12. Just a gamut of whatever Cartoon Network was showing at the time. So each one of the books are like almost one-shots. They're like, it's like anthology style. They'll go back and do another Space Ghost here and there, but these books are all, you're looking at about $5 to $20 for a lot of these books. So again, these are all piled up, right? When you buy a big lot, you know, you can get a bigger discount. So, you know, you try to find all these good finds. A lot of these books were like $2 or less anyway. That was the deal with the sale. So fun to find these things. Here is one that surprised me. This is the first issue of Cartoon Network Block Party. I think it's just Cartoon. Let me see what this one is specifically. Cartoon Network. Okay, excuse me. It is Cartoon Network Block Party, indeed. Block Party #1, and it has all these different stores. Kids Next Door, Johnny Bravo, Billy and Mandy, Dexter's Lab. So a lot of the who's who of that unique comic book onslaught cartoon onslaught that Cartoon Network gave us that lineup in the late 90s, early 2000s. This Block Party book was trending for $32. That is the FMV for that book in a new near mint condition. Excuse me, I can't talk. Which is fascinating. It is in near mint, so that's fantastic. A lot of these books are in near mint, thankfully, even without being bagged and board. So we got to immediately get it in that bagging board, as we always tell you guys to do. But just looking at all those Cartoon Network books, I just couldn't believe that the price was there for a lot of these books. So fascinating. And, you know, it does have to do, it's a generational thing, right? People who were kids then have the money to spend on things that they liked when they were a kid. I think that's one of them. Or a prime example. Oh, is this Robert Kirkman? This is Robert Kirkman. Daredevil 2099 #1 for the Marvel Knights line in 2004. So pretty cool to have a Robert Kirkman Daredevil book there. Didn't know that he wrote it. I just saw Kirkman on the cover. I was like, oh, hold on now. And here's the Punisher 2099 from the Marvel Knights 2099 line up there. Not to be confused with the 90s Punisher 2099. Here's a good one. Always a find. I think we showed off one of the books in the previous video, but Futurama Comics. They're all like $15 to $30 books. Issue number 23 of Bender there. And then issue number 19 as well. So pretty cool to have some lower end, under 25 Futurama comics from Bongo. Next up, this is also like a $25 to $35 book. The Incredible Hulk 92. It's the first Planet Hulk, him wearing the iconic armor that he's accustomed to. So this is the one that you want from volume 2 of Hulk. If you want to find that, of course, you want to find the newsstand. This is the direct. You find that newsstand, you're like tripling up the FMV there. This is a fun one. Unfortunately, it's not the rare one. This is just a normal recalled cover A. Conan issue 24 from Dark Horse. Most people see that it's just like a normal Conan cover. He's like sneaking around. He sees this girl that's sleeping. Why is this unique? Here's the story behind this. Originally, when this was distributed, the girl was not wearing a top. She was nude. So, of course, that one is going to be hard to find. They recalled it immediately. So there's 4,000 copies that actually made it out into the wild. Quote unquote, we don't know what the exact number is, but if you ever find the nude one, it's about $100 book. That's the one that you want to find. But it's cool that I still have the cover A. Next up, Batman Dawnbreaker for Dark Knights, just a Dark Knights metal tie-in. These books still have a bit of a price, $5 to $10. This is the third printing though, so nothing cool about that except that for me, it's a reprint. Love my reprints. Next up, Carnage issue number 1, Clayton Crane goodness. This is when they brought him back, a 5-issue, 6-issue miniseries, 2010-2011 time frame. I believe this is the first appearance of Scorn, the Dr. Tabitha Nieves, I think her name is, or Tanis Nieves, becomes Scorn. So that's her first appearance. And then there's I have the second or third print of that book that's like tough to find. So that's a cool one. Here's another Cartoon Network book. I don't know if I showed this one in the last one or not, but we'll just show it again. Here's 22, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Of course, if you know about it, probably a cartoon ahead of its time. Probably shouldn't have been for kids, to be honest. Here we go with our variants. We love our 1 in 25s. This is Planet Hulk during the Secret Wars run in 2015. Issue number 1, the 1 in 25 there. All these Hulks fighting off Captain America, looks like. I didn't have this issue of America, so we added it to the collection, issue number 4. I think the only 2 now that we're missing is the final 2 issues. And that final issue is a tough book to find, low print run, and it's kind of pricey these days. We have a second print for The Life of Captain Marvel, which just got dinged somehow, because it was not like that earlier. Yeah, there's like a little bit of a rip in it. I don't know how that happened, but that's why you got to be careful. I didn't get the opportunity to put this immediately in the bag and board. I'm just leaving it here to film the video and piling books on top. That's just what's going to happen. So that's unfortunate, but it is just a reprint for me. I'm not looking, it's not a book that's like a $50 reprint, so it's okay. Here we go. Here's a big one here, Batman Beyond. Of course, you know, blank variants are good. Usually command like $10 to $15. People want blanks all the time, so they always command a high price. FMB for that is $23. So surprisingly, is it actually $23? Do we go by the FMB? You know, I don't know. I know somebody obviously spent that money on it, or in and around $23. You know, a lot of times people are like, oh, so it's $23. It's like, no, that's just the average. Somebody could have bought it for $36 as opposed to somebody buying it for $12. You know, you put that together, it's about $23. Maybe my math's wrong. I don't know. But that's how you come up with that number. So, yeah, I could just sell it for $10 and just throw somebody a bone. And when they see, like, oh, FMV of $23, hey, if it makes somebody feel good, that's what it is. It is what it is. Our Army at War. This is all beat up, but this is kind of a fun cover. About the Pied Piper and Sergeant Rock. So, you know, for $1, of course I'll pick it up. I don't care if it's beat up like this. I mean, obviously a lot of people collect things like this because you can see the swastika on there. So I don't know if like that's promoting it. Of course we're not. Unfortunately, it's a terrible part of history, right? So, but in the comic book, in the collectible scheme, it does command I don't know, attention or notoriety. So we're not trying to obviously promote things like that, but that's part of the hobby, right? Okay, so let's continue. This one is really cool. I couldn't believe that this was left here in a $2 box. This is about a 7.0 copy, which is fine by me. That's still fine because it's got a decent amount of tick marks on it. Somebody read this book, but it's also signed. Batman Beyond. This is a hard book to find. Return of the Joker #1. We have a nice 9.6 copy of this, but if you look closely, it's got a specific remark. It says, to Tim with best wishes, Rob Leigh. Or Rob Lee, because sometimes Lee is spelled Leigh. So that is really cool. It was just sitting in the boxes. I scooped it immediately just because I know Return of the Joker is like an $80 book. Right, but to have a specific remark on it like that's pretty cool in my opinion. So really cool find for me. Next up, video game adaptations. Of course, Sam & Max. This actually has a decent price tag to it. You see any Sam & Max stuff, pick it up. $10 to $20 books, easy. Next up, we have the 2000s Death Dealer, Frank Frazetta Death Dealer that they did. Was it Opus? Opus just did a brand new volume. I believe it just ended last year because I haven't seen any solicitations for a new one. So that's the cool one there. It's got the like gold lettering trade dress, so that's pretty cool. We got a 40-cent Flash Gordon. Now we're getting into a thing where like, hey, we're just piling on to just grab as much cool stuff as we can from this sale. So no problem grabbing stuff like this. Judo Master. Just seeing the Charlatan Judo Master was kind of cool. You never really see that, so happy to pick it up. We have 2 copies, I guess, of Devil Dinosaur issue number 9. So why not? There's 2 of them. Pick them up. One of them has a rip here on that cover. It looks like it's one of those like little bug tears, bug bites. So definitely a bug there. Devil Dinosaur issue number 7, of course, another one to join that one there. Book called Black Magic issue number 3. I guess it's like this, not Silver Age. It's like Bronze Age horror stuff. So very, very tame because the Comics Code Authority. We have a Once and Future issue number 2. So issue number 2, first print, actually has some value. First couple issues do. Star Wars Underworld issue 5 of 5. Just like this photo Boba Fett cover here, pretty cool. And the Early Adventures, classic Early Adventures. This is a Boba Fett cover here that has some value, I believe. High Republic Adventures issue number 6. Isn't this the one that has the first appearance of somebody? So I don't know if that's a big book. There's 2 copies of that. Next up, we have a Magic the Gathering Virgin variant. Not sure which issue this is. It's got a price tag of $10 on it. I'm sure it was a $10 to $20 variant at some point. Probably like $5 now. Because not too many people want it, right? Long Shot issue number 5. Of course, Long Shot is a lot of people's long-term spec for some reason. Do your thing, I guess. We got some In-Hyuk Lee Phoenix covers. He did each one of the 5 issues he did a cover for. So I like In-Hyuk Lee. Love In-Hyuk Lee, so don't mind picking that up. Next up we have the Avengers issue number 9. Avengers Annual number 9. Man, finding an Avengers 9 in a dollar box? Yeah, right. Okay. King Size Annual. What's neat about this is, like, of course, back in the day, people used to put these in notebooks, right? So it is a bag and board, but either they hole punched it or it came like that. So the binder thing always was interesting to me. People putting in 3-ring pronged 3-ring binders. But how else were you supposed to store your comics? This is an interesting book. I forgot this was just sitting, waiting to be talked about. This is, and it's got a tick in it, but it's not color breaking, so that's good. This is the premiere variant for Avengers issue number 1. Marvel does this a lot, where they do like the color to black kind of scheme, right? What's interesting about this book is that originally when this came out as a premiere variant, it was like not even the 1 in 100, 1 in 250 or something like that. It was just like its own unique thing. Maybe it's like a precursor to the 1 per store, but Comic Book Realm had this listed at $250 for this premiere variant. Off the top of my head, even now, I can't tell you what cover price has this for. So I found it unique that on release of a number 1 such as that, as a premiere variant, it had some sort of stigma attached to it where it commanded that price. So I don't know if anyone else was paying attention to that. Of course, when you're dealing with so many comic books and just getting boxes and boxes and boxes of it, these variants like this can slide under the wayside and end up with somebody who pays attention to stuff like this. So I don't know if it commands that price. I don't know if I would be comfortable selling it for that price, but it still has that kind of uniqueness to it. So I wanted to touch up on that. We got some 12 centers here, so showing off some Plastic Man, issue number 9. Good to add that to the collection. I think there's some more. Oh no, here's the other Sandman X I was talking about. This is already in Mylar, so that's nice. The Freelance Police Special, it's like a $20, $30 book. We have a Tippy Teen Special Collector's Edition. Not even sure what issue. I guess it's just a special. Okay, so $2 for this. And you don't see stuff like that. I mean, the cover is definitely beat up. It's dirty. It's about a 4.0 copy. I think with a press, you're looking at like a 4.55. So it is what it is. Variant here, Gerard Perel, my boy. I call him my boy, but somebody that I admire and watch on the YouTubes there. Mr. Long Short loves Gerard Perel. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Marvel 2-in-1, they brought it back again. Here's the thing, Human Torch. thing looking like a Deadpool here, so that's kind of cool. Issue number 6. First appearance of Kate Kane here in week 52, donning the Batwoman persona. It's like a cameo appearance, and then the next issue is like her first official appearance. Okay, what else we got? We got a few more here. Aha! This one I was looking for a long time. It was probably the first book I grabbed because they actually had some books on the wall too that you can look at. But this is Captain Atom issue 42. What's significant about this book is that this is the first appearance of Death in DC outside of the vertical realm of the Sandman. Now they quote Action Comics, what issue is it? 894, 893 as her first like DCU appearance in like continuity, I guess. Is that how it is? Maybe somebody can correct me in the comments, but there is a Death appearance in that book which gives it its notoriety and makes it a key in that Captain Atom run. These used to be worth something back in the day. These black and whites here for the New 52, Superman issue 11. I don't think it's worth more than $5 these days. Ooh, some New Gods. We found some New Gods here, issue number 5. Some Jack Kirby goodness. We have The Shadow, issue number 3. Then we have Rima, the Jungle Girl, issue number 2. We have The Demon. I think there's a couple of these. Yeah, issue number 13. Issue number 4. So, I mean, this is fun stuff that you find in the sale because they have so many storage units that they're like, you know what? Let's hook up the comic book community and do awesome sales like this. Why not? Issue 11. Issue 5, because I can't seem to ever put anything in order, so it's all over the place. Here's a beat up. I think this is like a 1.8. No, it's like barely attached here, but it's kind of cool to have Champions number 1. Just super beat. I guess you guys can't tell. Look, if I do it like this, then you're like, oh man, it looks awesome. Not so much. Definitely seen its days. It was loved. This book was loved. Well, cool to have. I didn't have one. Why not? For $1? Absolutely. Adam Hughes, Betty and Veronica. Of course. Then we have, oh man, the Stephen Hughes Lady Death stuff. The early Lady Death stuff. We have the Crucible, the 1/2 Lady Death, Wizard 1/2, with the certificate for getting it for free. Haha! Then we have these cool chromium covers back in the day. I remember these. Chaos Comics, Lady Deaths. Woo! Woo! A couple more here. Finish off. I think this is more just Chaos or Dynamite stuff. Yeah, Chaos, no, Harris. So, back to Adam Hughes again. We have a couple of these Vampirella Strikes annuals. We have Vampirella versus Panther. Issue number 1, and then what was on the back here? Oh, it's Bloodlust number 1 on the back there. Joe Jusko, killing it. Some more Vampirella of Draculon. Not sure who the mark somebody on that cover, so it's a pretty nice little painted cover there. We have a Polybag Vampirella Strikes number 2. I think that's is it yeah, yep, Mike Diodato. And I guess there's like a Topps card in there as well. And we have, just the Superman number 1, John Byrne, of course. Newsstand. Significant book there. Just for the notoriety of the John Byrne run. This Superwoman cover, or Supergirl 37. I don't know if that's, I don't think it's a Ross. It's pretty cool. Justice League Dark homage, movie poster homage for Beetlejuice. Had to show it off because Beetlejuice 2, the trailer is out for it. Check it out. Tim Burton had an interview talking about how he made sure to try to use practical effects for the film, not use any CGI, make it as if he was making the film, the sequel, like literally right after the release of the first one, which I find absolutely cool. I'm glad that they chose that direction for it, and it's going to be unique in this day and age. Here we go, 1 in 10, I believe, for Avenging Spider-Man #2 with the Red Hulk. Ed McGuinness, maybe? Ozma of Oz variant, issue #1. We just had a discussion today about the amount of books that Frank L. Baum wrote for the Oz universe. I think there was 13 or 14 actual books, and he couldn't believe, his mind was blown. He's like, really? That many? What? Issue 13 of Harley, because I didn't have it. So now we're just like showing off some interesting stuff. And the last one is just classic Star Wars from 8 all the way down to issue 4, 3, 2, and 1. The Early Adventures. So that is it. Oh, apparently this is worth something too, even though this is a trade paperback. Jango Fett trade paperback there. Show that off. In relation to the book that just came out last week. So Jango Fett #1. There you go. Tie-in, 20-minute video. That was a lot. More books than I thought the pile was. I thought we were going to just do a quick 15-minute video. That's okay. You guys like this stuff, right? I hope so. Hey, for all things pop culture need, guys, check out the links in the comment section below. deepincollectibles.com. You already know we shared it over on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, hey, we're over on Twitter. We're over on X. Vaughn on Twitch, of course, to tie in with the twitch.tv/there can be only Vaughn channel. I'm all over the place on the socials, so see the links down below. We'll see you in the next video. Bag and boredom again.